Hi there. Sorry it's been so long since I have done a video, but I've kind of got the perfect setup here. I've got a candle going. I've got some coffee with layered superfood creamer that I love. I'll move this candle to the side so that I can do my work. Anyway, loving my coffee. If you don't know what layered superfood creamer is, go to a previous video. I talked about the superfood creamer and I love it. I feel like I tried it like several years ago when they first started out. Excuse me, I've got allergy today too, by the way. There is something, I think it's the pollen that's high. It's just kicking my rear. So Laird from Laird Hamilton and Gabby Reese, I have a video about his creamer and superfoods and so forth, but I think when they started out, which they live in Hawaii, the shipping was just so high and I never followed through on being consistent with the creamer. But now the creamer's in all the stores and you can get it, but it is a powdered creamer. They also have liquid creamer, but I love the powdered creamer. It is so good and healthy for you. Anyway, I have to have something in my coffee. I do not drink my coffee black, so there's that. Okay, what I'm going to do today, I had a friend that helped me. My dog was what I thought was very sick this week. He would not get out of his bed. It was so sad. You've probably seen him scout, walking back behind me every now and then. He is older, he's 10, but he's still very active. He's not sick very often. There was one time I went down like a vicious spiral because one day he was not moving. I think he might have just been tired, but I was staring at him like you do when you stare at your infant babies and just, are they breathing? Are they breathing? All of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, he's breathing so shallow. We ended up going to the emergency room. My husband met me there. And when he saw my husband, he jumped up and started running around. I was like, okay, well, I guess we're not going to pay for an emergency room visit. But this time something really was wrong with him. He was not, I'm going to open this up too while I'm talking. He was not moving. And when I came into the house, he would not greet me. He was not eating. He was throwing up. So I don't know what the heck was going on. Anyway, we ended up at an emergency room, my friend and I want to make something for her, just so simple. And I thought, well, I'm just going to film this. I saw this. I have not made it before, so this will be the first time. I have no idea how that's going to turn out. But she came with me, and long story short, I think Scout just had some stomach upset or something like anybody would get. Okay, all I did, this is going to be a little card for it. I'm trying to decide if I want a huge or a half. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 2 slits. And then I'm going to put some eucalyptus through there and then just write thank you. Very simple. I'm not going to fold the card unless I'm going to cut it. So I'm not exactly sure. I'm thinking I'm going to cut it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fold this up right now. I don't know if you can see me. I'm going to fold it. And then I'm just going to cut it in half. So here you go. So hopefully the cut, I used to have one of those straight cutters, the ones that you're so scared about. Maybe I got rid of it. I don't know. Because I was always so scared that it was going to cut me. But it cuts a straight line, which I'm going to have a hard time cutting right now, but I'm going to give it a go. So I might just do this back and forth and just see if I can get it kind of almost cut myself. So yeah, and if this doesn't work, I have more of these, so I'll just start over. And so I'm going to cut this in half. And then if I need to make some adjustments on it and make it a little bit straighter, I'll do that, which probably needs to happen. So I'm just going to cut that. Okay. Yeah, that's a little, well, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. And I don't know, I might end up actually doing something a little bit different, but I have no idea. I saw this on, I have no clue where I saw it, but they had 2 slits, one here, and in between the slits, they put whatever you want to say, thank you or whatever, and then they put the flowers through there. So that's what I'm attempting to do. You can try this too. It's going to be very simple. So I might start on the top so that if I need to, for some reason, cut and straighten out the bottom, I'll do that. But how in the world am I going to get these slits in here? I think I'm just going to poke a hole. Yikes. I feel like I'm going to ruin it, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. That's what stops you from doing things, is thinking that you're going to mess something up. But I've got more paper, so I will just poke a little hole, but I don't want to ruin the paper. And then I'm just going to cut a slit. Maybe just, there we go. So I have no clue. I'll cut a slit there, and I'm going to cut a slit at the bottom. And hopefully this will look okay. So I hope you can see me. Yeah. So this little, I know there's a better way of doing this. I'm almost certain there's a better way of doing this. But I am not making a TV show, and I'm not trying to be something I'm not. It just is what it is. But this is going to be easy. So if you find an easier way, you do that. And I'm going to cut a slit here. And I might have to do this over. We'll see. If I do it over, then I just do it over. Who cares? It just takes time. Okay. So I cut my 2 slits there, as you can see. And in there, oops, I'm going to pause this because I forgot to get my markers. Okay, so pause. Okay, so I got my markers. So, these are markers that I've had forever from when my kids were little. I mean, I don't even know if they work. So we're going to try it out. And what I'm going to do first is just mark on something else and just see if it is, oh yeah, perfect. Okay, so all I'm going to write is thank you across, and I'm going to make sure that I have a flat surface. And I'm going to practice here too. I want to make sure that my writing, not the best. I did think through it, like, should I maybe print this out on the computer, but then it wouldn't be personal. So I'm just going to see how this looks. How do I make my Y? Let's see. I could do a little. Okay, so that's all I did. I just wrote thank you, just like that. And that's all I'm gonna do. So let's just see how this turns out. I have no clue. It may turn out to be just the worst thing, and I have no idea. We're gonna try it together. Okay, so I've got some eucalyptus. This is real dried eucalyptus, and my thought was that I put it through there, I tie it with some twine, and then what she can do is take the eucalyptus out. And have you ever seen the shower steamers? So what she'll do is hang that eucalyptus from the back of the shower so the steam will get to it, and it'll smell beautiful in her shower. So I'm not doing all of this eucalyptus. I'm only going to do a couple of these, but I feel like this probably needs to be cut so that it's only, so that there's only a little bit hanging out. So I will do maybe 2 of them, maybe even 1. I'm going to see what this looks like. I'm going to cut, it is tied with, there we go. It's tied with a rubber band. So let me just take this off. And y'all are doing this with me today. And this is just an idea, and the idea may not work out. So sometimes that happens. You just have to try it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, so I've got this. Yeah, I think just maybe 2. And what I could do is actually just cut right there in the center. And then I'll have some left, and let's see what happens here. I'm just gonna cut these right there. There we go. Okay, and they smell so good, by the way. Okay, so now this is gonna be the thing that I'm not sure how it's gonna work, because I have to put it through both of these. Let's see. Ooh, it might work. Okay, so I'm gonna do this here and then I'll turn it around for you to see it. Okay, so this is it, and I think it's actually kind of cute. I might put another one in there. Yeah, I'm gonna put another one. That's just too chintzy, a little bit too chintzy. Okay, so let me put another one through. Oops, that's the wrong way. Put another one through there. And I'm just cutting off just the bottom part of it because it was too long. Okay, so I've got 3, and then I'm gonna tie my twine down there, and that she can actually use it then in her shower. And then tie it from, you know what I mean, like the shower head, and then you can tie it behind, just depending on what kind of system you have up there. So I'm gonna tie it. I wouldn't do a ribbon because that would just fall apart in the shower, and you want this to be kind of usable. So I'm gonna tie a little bow, but long enough so that she can actually use it for her shower. So let's just see how this turns out. I don't know. This is the first time I'm doing it. So the bow could be a little bit better. Okay, so this is it, and it's just a simple, easy thing. Now what you could do is maybe make a little art decorations on the side, but I just want it as simple. If I decide to do something like that, then it just is defeating the purpose of making it a very simple thank you card. She's not expecting anything. She came with me to the vet to help me. She's my neighbor, my good friend, and I just thought this is what it looks like behind. But I just thought, I saw this somewhere, and it's such a good idea, and I'm glad I went with half of the sheet. The whole sheet just would have been too much. You could do anything here, but I would definitely do something that can hang in the back of their shower. This ribbon probably will get really, I mean, it's not a ribbon, it's twine, but the ribbon would fall apart. I don't think that's gonna be very doable. Okay, so we've got this done, and it smells so good. I'm happy to give this to her, and people will have better writing than me, but I just love it. I might even put a heart somewhere in here and maybe a little message, like use the eucalyptus in your shower. She'll know what to do with it because, and I am not crafty. This is so funny that I'm actually crafting a little bit. I have never, ever in my life been a crafter. I had a book, that crafting photo book. It was really big way back when. So when your kids were little, you were taking pictures, you were putting frames around it, cutting frames around it. There were crafting. I don't even know all of that. I had the book, I did a page, and that was it. I took pictures for the rest of the time. I'm gonna drink my coffee. So I'm not a crafter, but I love to make things look special. Speaking of special, I'm gonna put this to the side. I'm glad I had a marker that worked, and my eucalyptus worked. I'll put that to the side too. And my crafting paper worked. I do love making things special. I want to just show you, this is my Parisian collection of candles. They smell so good. There are 3 candles in here that smell divine. But I only have a couple left of these. So if you want them, I would definitely get them. But this is how you can just make, I have this to just protect the box. I don't want it to get dirty. But just as to make something special. Now you would not put this in your shower. This is dried flowers. They're not really fragrant, but the candles inside are very fragrant. Okay, next on the list, I am going to attempt, so I have a little place setting. It's so funny because I am not a cutesy, let's put some bunny rabbits places, but there really weren't a lot of choices for plates, and I did think this was kind of cute. It's a charger and then a plate, and I do love, it's not very expensive. I do love a little decoration for each season, even the small seasons like Valentine's. I did not do anything for St. Patty's Day, but I am gonna make now something to go, and I'm trying to see, oh yeah, I'm going to put this little, so I've got this little egg. I do not know what this is made out of. Maybe, I don't know. It's like it's not exactly plastic. It's not wood. Ceramic maybe, but I feel like it could break. You've got to be really careful with this. But it's almost like an ornament. I have, like, I put it on, if you can see my little lamp here. I mean, I have put it like hung here on my chandelier before, but I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to take a napkin. I'm praying I remember how to do this. I think the napkin possibly was in a triangle. So I'm going to make a triangle. I think you can see this. And I'm going to fold the triangle all the way. So I'm just making little folds like this. There are other things you can do too that I saw. So I'm just making a little fold like this all the way through. And then I'm going to turn it over. And then I'm going to place this egg in the center of it and tie it with my twine. So it's like bunny ears. So now I've got to just get the twine cut. And I don't know how much I'm going to cut off of it. We'll see. So I'm just going to tie it. I feel like I needed to cut more, whatever. Well, maybe we'll cut more on the next one. Tie some twine. And I might just, I don't know if I'm going to tie it in a bow. You can use a ribbon or whatever you have. Actually, I have ribbon, but sometimes I find it a little bit hard to work with. Okay, so my little egg came out of it, but I just tied it in the back. And I'm going to put this on the plate. And let me see if I can turn this down so you can see. It's so cute. Okay, it's super easy. That's all you do. And now you've got your bunny ear plates. And if you can also see, I have some eggs right here for some decoration. They're on sticks. Very easy. Super easy. I'll turn that back up. Okay, I think that's all I have today. Short video, but fun little things you can do around your house. I'm still in the process of making candles. This is one I made for myself. It's in a big, gigantic, look how huge this candle is. I mean, you don't even get a sense of it if you see it at a distance. But I work so hard at these candles because I do want it perfect for my customers. I want it to smell great, look great, and burn great. Anyway, I hope that you have a great day.